Hi, this is Brandon from Watches on You. Today, we're at the Breguet Boutique on 5th Avenue in New York City, and I want to give a special thanks to them for letting us review a selection of watches that we will be posting in the coming weeks. So, in this video, we're going to be looking at the Breguet Tradition reference 7097, and this is possibly one of my favorite Breguet watches as it really shows how a movement works, because instead of putting the movement on the instead of putting the major components of the movement, such as the balance wheel, on the back of the movement, which could be seen through an exhibition case back, the movement in this watch is, for the most part, on the front of the watch. So as you can see the balance wheel and many of the escapement wheels throughout, and it really shows how a watch functions. And you can also see the barrel right in the center of the watch there. And this watch has a variety of features that make it probably one of my favorite watches. And although the finishing may look a little bit utilitarian, I really like how, again, it just has everything on the front of the dial. So if you're not, this watch really served to get me interested in watches for that reason. And it really showed me how a watch works, because I'm, after all, an engineering major, and it was interesting to see the varying mechanisms in a watch. So going over the major features of this watch. So right now, I'll go over kind of the case, and this watch has a white gold case. It is also available in rose gold. It has a beautiful coin edging feature on the side of the watch, and the coin edging on this is a little bit more narrow than on other pieces, and I think it looks very cool. It looks, frankly, like a coin. And this watch is also available in rose gold. I chose the white gold version just because I really like that. So getting into more of the technical details of the movement, so it's got a 50-hour power reserve, and this watch is automatic. As you can see, it has a very unique shaped rotor in the back. So with 50 hours of power reserve on especially an automatic watch, that's more than sufficient, because, again, I tend to stick to around 48 hours as kind of my minimum requirement, and 50 hours surpasses that, and you have the automatic rotor, so it's going to be winding constantly if it's on your wrist. And frankly, if you have this watch, you probably also have a watch winder, so that's also very convenient. Now, before I forget, I'll mention this has a 40mm case, and that's my perfect dimension. Again, 40mm and 48 hours are kind of my basic requirements for any wristwatch. I think that's fantastic that they chose to include that. Kind of go over other dial elements. You can see there's a power reserve indicator there, and it is very useful to have that feature. So now I'll move on to a wrist shot. So the 40mm case size looks great on pretty much anyone's wrist. That's why I have that as my requirement. I have about a 6.5-inch wrist in circumference, and that's probably average to slightly above average, and it looks great. So even if you have a small wrist, this watch will look pretty much fantastic. And also, given that it has so much going on the front of the watch, I think that even if it does look a little bit big, that's okay, because, I mean, people will understand. This will definitely draw attention, and it really shows the craftsmanship that goes along with a Breguet watch. So if you like this video, please remember to subscribe and share. Thank you.